If there was one goal that I had for the year 2026, it was to read more books, because trust me, I've been reading a lot when I was in college and stuff, but past 2 3 years, I don't know how, I just lost touch with reading. This year I attempted to bring and revive my reading habit back, and so far it's been good. There were days and weeks when I didn't read anything at all, and then there were weeks when I could do nothing but read. On that note, I have a lot of article recommendations, book recommendations, and blog recommendations that I discovered in the past few months, and I thought, why not share it with you guys here? So that is exactly what this video is about. And cameo of the day is chamomile green tea. It is literally 2 o'clock in the middle of Sunday, so I desperately needed a caffeine fix, but I also didn't want to drink too much caffeine, so hence the chamomile tea. So the first book that I want to talk about is The Wedding People. I have talked about this in my Instagram reels as well, and I just cannot stop talking about this book because I remember when I first flipped through the first few pages, and I instantly fell in love with the plot, because you know that feeling when you're watching a movie or reading the book, just 10 minutes into watching the movie or reading a book, you just know that you're gonna enjoy the movie. This is that book, and this is also one of those books which never disappoints in its plot. It's about a divorced woman in her 40s who unintentionally crashes a wedding, and how she befriends the bride, and how she somehow finds herself getting involved with the whole wedding, even when that was not her intention, forms the plot of the story. There were times when I laughed hard, and then there were times when I literally had tears in my eyes. This book is the perfect combination of satire, emotions, and just pausing and thinking about, damn, that really hit hard. I might reread this book again, because why not? I would rate this 100 out of 10. You need to read it. If you've not read this book, you're missing out on crazy. Okay, so the second book that I want to talk about is The Mountain Is You. The whole theme of this book is how we as humans self-sabotage every single day without even realizing it. And I didn't realize that I was self-sabotaging my own dreams and my own dream life until I read this book. It's honestly an eye-opener for everyone who feels stuck, for everyone who is feeling lost in life, and you know exactly what you want to do, but somehow you find yourself not being able to move forwards, even though you know what is it that you need to do in order to move forward. So it covers trauma patterns, why some people never get out of trauma, why some people never seem to move forward in life. It literally is a blueprint of the human brain, I would say. And if you're going through something, if you feel stuck, if you're going through a heartbreak or trauma, and you just have this hope that there might be some way out, I would highly urge you to start reading this book, because this was honestly an eye-opener for me. So the next book that I want to talk about is Call It Coincidence. I can never forget the way this book made me feel while I was reading it. It was a few months back. I had no work to do. I was too free at the time, and I just kept reading, and I think I completed it within a week or something. It's basically a love story between two people, Naina and Vatsal, and the way the author, who by the way is my favorite author, she is Nona Upal, and I absolutely love the way their character line and the storyline developed. If you're someone who's a sucker for romance and friendships and just a life of work and hustle and love and all of that, you need to read this book. I just loved it. And the next is also one of my favorite books, and that is called You'd Be Home Now. I've never had any interest in stories which is related to drugs and all of that, because I just prefer reading more light-hearted, warm stories. But I just saw this book and I read the first few pages while I was in the bookstore, and I instantly decided to buy this book. And let me tell you that this did not disappoint. So this story is about Emmy, who is quiet, obedient, and a sweet girl who studies well and all of that. And she has an elder brother who is quite the opposite. While he is very kind and sweet and generous, he gets addicted to drugs, and he's forced to go into rehab not once but multiple times. And the story revolves around how the family and the siblings and the friends get affected by this, and how their lives change because of one person's fault forms the entire story. And I loved how the story was not only about drug addiction, but how it was about the people that was related to that person and how their life gets affected by this particular thing. This book covers family relationships and friendships, and certain characters that you literally hate in the start of the book, you start falling in love at the end, because that's how good their character development is. And yeah, so I would give this book a 10 on 10. So the next favorite book of mine is The Anxious People. Honestly, I never thought this book would make it into the list of my favorite books, but here it is. Let me tell you why. So when I was reading this book, I think at least the first half of the book, I was very distracted, and that was my fault. But other than that, I also understood the plot line, but I also didn't, because it was so confusing. It was like the author is trying to tell us a story, but he was also hiding the most important aspects of the plot, which you will get to know, I think, in the last 50 or 60 pages or so. And that confusion kind of made me feel intrigued, but at the same time, I was kind of bored, because it was like, let me just know the story, please. But let me tell you that the last 100 pages of this book is so worth reading, because the amount of plot twist that you get and the way your mind just blows at how the character changes and how the plot changes is something that I did not expect at all. I was literally telling my friend that I hate this book, I just wanted to get done with this book, but the last 100 pages or so was something that just made me fall in love with the book and the writing as well. If you're looking for plots like hostage drama, satire, and all of these combined with heartwarming moments between people, this book is a must read. Please be patient with the first few couple of 100 pages, I guess 150 pages, if you're like me, and after that it's all worth it. I don't know, you might like it. I just probably was distracted, so maybe that's why I didn't like it in the beginning. But if you actually like read it without any distractions, you'll probably love this book from the start. But yeah, so that was the list of books that I read in the past couple of months, and I also have a lot of books that I'm yet to read, so I'll make another video on that after I finish all of the books. And yeah, so along with that, I have a lot of Substack articles that I want to recommend to you guys. So if you're someone who doesn't have the time to read a whole ass book, but you still want to continue your habit of reading, I think blogs and articles are the way to go. They don't just require only 10-15 times of your entire day, but they also help you in improving your attention span if that's what you are lacking currently, because reading a 10-15 minute article is still better than watching a 30-second Instagram reel, right? So you need to start somewhere. So I started reading Substack articles at the start of this year, and honestly, it's changing me a little. You know, the way I live, the way I consume social media, it's just changing for the best, and I am loving it. So the first article that I fell in love with was titled How to Be Disgustingly Educated. This article talks about how you need to get back to your nerdy interests, how to be more curious, how to ask more questions, and fall in love with topics which are not necessarily trending. And you don't have to be performative, you don't have to post it on social media telling that, oh, I've learned this or I've learned that. Instead, you need to focus on what is truly triggering your curiosity, and the only way you need to do that is by reading more, learning more, listening to more podcasts and all of that. So if you're someone who wants to expand your mind, creativity, thinking capacity and all of that, best way to start is by reading this article, because this precisely tells you what and what not to do in order to spark your curiosity. So the next article is one of my favorite. It is called The Art of Being Unreachable, and I truly felt like this article spoke directly to me and my heart, because let me tell you something, I have been the available person my entire life to all of my friends, especially my friends. And while that's not wrong, problem with being available to everyone all of the time is, firstly, you're not prioritizing yourself, you're always prioritizing other people, their plans and all of that. And secondly, because you're always there, you're always present, the value of your presence reduces. It's good to be available to people, it's good to be there for people, but being there 24/7 whenever they need you is really not the way to go, because if you want your presence to be valued, you need to step back and you need to divert your focus on your own life. So this article precisely tells about that. So the next one is not an article recommendation, but it's an author recommendation. He's a writer on Substack, and I've been following his work for a while, and let me tell you, he is the master of neuroscience, because the way he dissects about your brain and how it works and why you behave the way you do and why humans are the way they are, everything is dissected in the best way possible. There are honestly a lot of things that I could change and reflect about my own self after just reading a couple of his articles. So his Substack name is called The Forbidden Files, and there are a lot of articles where he just talks about humans and why we behave the way we do, and he dissects it in the best way possible. He literally writes like 2000 word essay or even more than that. If you want to learn more about neuroscience and brain, and if you are lazy and if you don't want to be lazy, anything that you want, go and check his page out, because it's honestly changing my life. So the next suggestion I have for you guys is the article called Distracted Writing versus Focused Writing. So if you are a writer, or if you want to be a writer and you're trying but it's not working and you feel like it's not as good as you thought it would be, there is a huge difference between writing with complete focus and writing just for the sake of it. And I have I've been a victim of distracted writing for the longest time, and I didn't even realize it until I read this article. Because when you're writing something, when you're creating something, you need to give in your 1,000% focus to that. And if you don't, if you keep getting distracted, if you keep watching the time or this and that, you're not going to give in your best, no matter how talented you are. So this article talks about how important it is to enter the flow state while you're creating something. And if you want to become a writer, or if you just want to create and you're not getting the motivation to do so, or you feel like you can do better, you need to give this article a read. And the last recommendation I have for you is this article called He Never Even Scratched the Surface of Me. If you're someone who is literally dying to feel loved, to feel seen and heard by people, and no matter how much you try, how much you put yourself out there, you just don't feel seen enough, this is literally the article that you need to read. It's literally a 2-minute article, but the way the writer has explained about how she feels is exactly what I used to feel a year back. And it's just so hard when basic human need is to feel seen, to feel loved. And when you don't get that, when you're deprived of the very basic human need, and when you see people around you get it so easily, it kind of pricks you, right? So this article is just about that. And on that note, these are the recommendations of articles and books that I have read. I also wanted to share some of the books that I'm yet to read, but I thought, why not make a new video on it and tell you how I felt about the books. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you found something useful from watching this video. I just wanted to come here and share the list of stuff that I've been reading for a while, because I thought, why not? I hope you found it helpful, and if you stuck around till the end, I am so glad you watched the entire video. Kudos to you, because nobody has attention span like you today. And on that note, I'll be signing off, and I shall see you in my next video very soon.